Yo, what's good everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some awesome information for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into this. And we're starting off with a report from the Japanese business newspaper Nikkei when it comes to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sales, and they're reporting that the game has sold 5 million copies worldwide in its first week. Now what's interesting about this is that they're saying that this is physical and digital, and the first week, that would mean the first 3 days that it was on the market, because you have to remember Smash Bros. Launched on a Friday, so I'm guessing they're counting the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and nothing else past that. So 5 million units worldwide in its first week, and I'd have to say, if this is accurate, which I think it would be because it's lining up with the numbers that we got from Japan and the numbers that Nintendo released from here in the US, and the fastest selling home console game in Europe of all time. We just got some word that this is also the fastest selling home console Nintendo game in Australia of all time as well. We got some big sales out from the UK. It lines up with everything here. Then yes, this would be an astronomical feat. We already knew Smash Brothers was selling like crazy. We already knew that Smash has pretty much been smashing records worldwide, but this would be something that I have not seen from a Nintendo home console game in a very long time, if not ever. To sell 5 million copies worldwide in its first week just goes to show you that this is the ultimate version of Super Smash Brothers, and it just basically launched during the perfect storm on the perfect system for it to do as well as it's doing. But it's not something that I'm really surprised with, because once again, throughout the year, I had been reporting on this channel that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is something different. It is a whole different type of beast because of the pre-orders, and I got the same usual people saying, oh well, people can cancel pre-orders, people can do this, you don't need to put any money down on Amazon. And I was like, guys, that's not the point. The point is that Amazon, one of the largest retailers in the world for video games, has this as their best-selling game before the game even launches. Pre-orders only, it was the best-selling game of the year before the game was even on sale, and this was against other games that were on sale and were selling and had discounts and everything. It was something that I had never seen before on the Amazon sales charts. It's also something that Nintendo themselves, and I talked about this in a separate video or a recent video, Nintendo themselves commented on pre-order sales, which Nintendo never comments on pre-order sales, and they said, yeah, this is the most pre-ordered game that we've ever had on the Nintendo Switch. So even Nintendo was maybe even like so giddy with the fact that the pre-orders were doing so well that they said something, because they don't comment on that, or they don't comment on that very often when it comes to pre-order stuff, because a lot of their sales are usually evergreen, right? So they're going to get a majority of their sales after the game launches, not in pre-orders or before or on the same day. They're going to get a ton of sales afterwards. So Nintendo usually doesn't comment on stuff like that. But even Nintendo said, yo, these pre-orders are looking pretty hot. So the fact that they did all of that made me to believe that this was going to be a massive launch, bigger than anything Nintendo's had before. And it's just all lining up right here. This is a fantastic, really good thing, because one, it's always great to find matches in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. You can always go, there's battle arenas always playing through, there's always somebody online playing matches, there's always something to do with this game. There is an active base, the tournament scene is really starting to get going. Heck, even my local scene has some stuff here, and I'm thinking about going to a local. I'm not 100% sure if I'll go or not, but I'm thinking about going to a local. I do want to go to some more of the bigger tournaments as well. So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy to see how well Smash is doing, and I don't think it's gonna stop. We see this 5 million in the first few days here, the first week on sale. That's great, but I think that it's probably going to reach 10 million units plus by January or February. This game is going to be at 10 million units, maybe even more, just because that is like before Christmas. There's still a lot more people who haven't bought the game, who are going to buy the game for Christmas, and then people who get gift cards, and then they're going to buy the game after Christmas and get a Switch. So it's not done yet, man. By the time that it's done, it's probably going to be 25 to 30 million for this game, maybe even more, just depending on how long the Switch lasts until the next game, because it looks like they're going to be supporting this for a while. But you can't go past Ultimate, can you? I mean, 74 characters plus more via DLC. We'll have around 80 characters by the time it's all done with the DLC, at least from the DLC that we know of. Nuts. absolutely nuts. Sakurai and his team, Bandai Namco, Nintendo, all of them have done a fantastic job on this game. So what do you guys think about Super Smash Bros. Ultimate selling 5 million copies during its first week? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, the Shin Megami Tensei V producer asked fans to wait just a little bit longer for news on this game, and I want to talk about this because this is something that you guys ask me on pretty much every single PE Live or every other PE Live. What's going on with Shin Megami Tensei V? When are we going to get news? And I've reported on every single bit of news when it comes to this game. So this was one of the first games that was ever announced for the Nintendo Switch. It was at Nintendo's January press conference that they held, kind of revealing more info about the Nintendo Switch and some of the games and everything. We haven't heard much about it, and we'll break down what we have heard over the course from 2017 to this point. But let's get into this article here. So the last time that we did hear about the game was back in August, and the game's producer, Yamai, assured fans that Atlus was hard at work on the game and that news would be shared at a later date. Not quite here, right? We still haven't heard anything about that. And this week's issue of Famitsu, there were several Atlus developers that shared their plans and hopes for 2019. Now, among those was Yamai, talking about Shin Megami Tensei V, and he didn't really say anything about it. He just says the team is working on the game and that he's sorry that he can't disclose a date for the next reveal, and he's working with the Unreal Engine 4 implementing various details to the game is taking some more time, and we'd be happy if fans could wait a little bit longer for news. He also did state that they went into like full production for 2018, so 2018 has been full production, so maybe 2019 might be a release of the game. I'm thinking it'll probably be like a 2019 release, but that's just my own speculation on the matter. But here's what I will say when it comes to Atlus and Shin Megami Tensei V and what's going on. They're probably going to reveal it at a Nintendo Direct. This seems like a prime game for a Nintendo Direct, just because one, we got usually January Nintendo Directs that Nintendo does, and sometimes they can range from their actual big press conference that they did, and then 2018 we got a Nintendo Direct Mini. But then 2019, it looks like it's lining up to be a huge year for Nintendo first-party games. So I'm thinking that there might be a big Nintendo Direct in January or February. Those 2 months, one of those two. January seems likely, but then again, with Nintendo, you never know what's going to happen. So maybe it comes in February, or maybe they wait till March. But last year, they had a Nintendo Direct Mini in January, and then a big Direct in March, which that one revealed Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is coming to the Switch in 2018. And you guys all know how that game is doing. So with Shin Megami Tensei V, I think one, they're working with HD, right? So this team that works on Shin Megami Tensei, they don't really do much HD stuff. The last few games that they've been doing were on the Nintendo 3DS, Shin Megami Tensei 4 and Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final. And from them to go from a 3DS and working with that to Unreal Engine 4 and the Nintendo Switch is quite the jump in technology, and they're gonna have to make sure that they put in all the little details. And working with Unreal Engine 4, I'm not sure how familiar they are with it, but it's not something that you can just scoff at. It's not something that's easy, especially going from a 3DS to a Nintendo Switch and taking Shin Megami Tensei and really putting it into its first real HD title, because you have to remember there were no HD Shin Megami Tensei games on the PS3 or on the PS4 or really even on like any other system, Xbox One or Wii U. There really wasn't anything. All they did was 3DS titles then. So they're really taking it and kind of making a big jump with it. So I think we need to be just a bit more patient on this one, but I'm guessing that it's going to be a 2019 release, maybe a late or summer 2019 release, and I'm thinking that they're going to have a nice reveal at a Nintendo Direct, and that's the reason why he said that he's sorry that he can't share a date on it, because it's going to be planned for something big. This is a numbered Shin Megami Tensei. This isn't a spin-off. This isn't a Tokyo Mirage Sessions. This isn't some type of branch off from what they normally do. This is the actual Shin Megami Tensei 5. This is right there with a Persona, you know what I'm saying? So not quite as popular, but this one could be, based on what they show off here and what they bring to the table. This one could do just as well as Persona 5, if not better, on the Nintendo Switch, just because of the style of game. And in Japan, obviously, the Nintendo Switch is a more popular, it has more momentum than the PlayStation 4 did for Persona at the time. So this is going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, but I'm looking forward to Shin Megami Tensei V. I think it's going to be a great game. They've had 2 short trailers on it, the reveal one, and they have the other one as well. I'm guessing there's going to be another trailer and some actual gameplay, because we haven't seen actual gameplay of the combat yet. So I'm guessing that at the Nintendo Direct, they finally kind of reveal maybe a release window, and they show off the first gameplay trailer for it with combat in the game, maybe a little bit about the story as well. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm thinking, you know what, this is what we're going to get on this one. So what do you guys think about Shin Megami Tensei V? What do you think about the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate sales as well? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet, in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.